This is the Angels Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Los Angeles Angels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
It's one of those types of nights. It's one of those types of nights. Hello, Halo Nation. Hello, Halo hopefuls, and welcome back to the latest edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast, coming at you live, as always, after every single Angels game, right here live on the Locked On Angels YouTube channel, and after the fact, both on the channel and wherever the heck you get the Locked On Angels audio podcast feed. If you don't know who I am, what's going on, everybody? My name is Gavin Carlson, former credentialed journalist in the LA area, spent 4 years covering UCLA sports with the Daily Bruin, now in year 2 with the Locked On Podcast Network, where it's your team every day. Our team is the Angels, and boy, oh boy, is it just me? Is it just me? Or did this loss tonight just sucked a lot of energy out of I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But this loss in particular just feels different. It does. I don't know if you guys are watching the game. And first off, shout out to everybody in here. Losing the voice already because I was screaming at the TV watching the game tonight. I'm a little bit different when I watch the Angels. I watch the game on TV, but I actually listen on the radio at the same time. Because I've always enjoyed listening to baseball on the radio. You're going to get more stats. You're going to get more vivid descriptions of what's going on. And obviously I'm watching it happening in front of me, but it's kind of nice to hear a perspective that isn't just, oh, there's a fly ball to left field. It's, oh, there's a fly ball to left field and it's going down the left field line and the guy got a bad jump, but he's making a run, right? I don't know. That's me. I like listening on the radio. And I say all this to say, you could hear on the radio broadcast tonight, the boos, the groans, the screams. David says, I listen to all games on the radio. Love to hear it. Let me know if you agree, David. Obviously when you're watching the game, you see the looks on people's faces. You see the way that Angels ended this ball game, just with the complete flat ending, which we'll talk about as well. But I don't know about you. It just felt different. The attendance numbers have been a little bit lower these last 2 games than they might have been on Thursday and Friday night, or not Thursday, but Friday and Saturday night after the trade deadline. David says low energy crowd. Yeah, I agree, but also just a lower attendance as well. I don't know. The vibes felt off. And again, it's so ironic at the trade deadline. The talking point from Perry Managian was there's a really good vibes in this team. And of course, I laughed on the live stream. Vibes don't get you wins. But man, I'm begging for vibes right now. Not only did you lose the game, but just everything about this game felt absolutely negative. Someone could say season ending because of how this loss felt. And we'll certainly get into it. We'll get into the 4-run 7th inning. Excuse me. No. The 7-run 4th inning. Hilarious that I messed that up. The 7-run 4th inning. Yes, Vinny's in here coming at me saying, Gavin, how are you going to defend your boy Jose Soriano this time? We'll get into that, Vinny. We'll get into it. We'll talk about another performance from the lineup. That and so much more. And without further ado, let's get to it. America's favorite segment, but on a night like tonight, it's just depressing, man.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Of course, it's the top of the 4th, The Rays put up a 7 spot. Talk about a crooked number, a 7 spot on my boy. I know, Vinny, I'm going to take responsibility. My boy, our boy, Jose Soriano. And what is so brutal about this is if you watch the game, you know that the first couple of innings, Soriano looked like he had his stuff. And at least in my opinion, when you watch a Jose Soriano start, you can usually tell. I mean, first and foremost, if it's a game at the Big A, you're already nervous because boy, oh boy, is he awful at home compared to on the road. So you're already feeling nervous when he's pitching at home versus on the road. But then you can also tell based on how he looks, right? If he's throwing strikes, if he's getting that sinker down, if he has control of that nasty slurve, knuckle curve, sweeper, whatever you want to call it. If that splinker looks like that peak Jose Soriano splinker, you're like, oh, we're set for a dominant performance, right? And sometimes the sinker's not sinking or the splinker isn't splinking. He has no control over the knuckle curve. He's walking guys. He's leaving fastballs over the heart of the plate. But tonight it was a good start. Strikes out Chandler Simpson to start the ball game. Does give out a 2-out walk to Brandon Lau, but other than that, a strikeout of Simpson, a strikeout of Caminero, a ground out from Yandy Diaz. 1, 2, 3, top of the second. 2 ground outs and a strikeout. A perfect, I mean, if you want to ask me, Gavin, what's a perfect Jose Soriano inning? It's not 9 strikes and 3 strikeouts. It's ground out, strikeout. I mean, that's just a perfect Jose Soriano inning, right? Top of the third, ground out, strikeout, line out. I mean, the guy's got no hitter through 3 innings. I know it's just 3 innings, but to go from that to what happened in the fourth is just brutal. I mean, just everything collapsed for him. A leadoff single from Yandy Diaz, and it kind of started the vibe, this play, of a rough defensive performance tonight from Christian Moore. I hate to say it, as much as I love him and want him to succeed. It was a rough fielding performance from a lot of Angels, right? So this one deflects off of Christian Moore for a base hit. The very next batter, Brandon Lau, crushes a home run. That's one thing Soriano is typically really good at, not giving up the home run. But a sinker catches too much of the zone. 1-0 pitch, you know that something hard is coming in, and he crushes it. No other way to put it. 411 feet, 105 exit velo. Just like that, it's 2-0. But boy, oh boy, were the Rays just getting started. Caminero singles, then Josh Lowe doubles on a grounder to right field. Jake Mangum, base hit, right field, right side once again. Caminero scores, Lowe scores. It's 4-0 before you've gotten an out. You get DeLuca to fly out, but then Fiducia doubles, and then Taylor Walls with a sack bunt where we get that brutal-looking photo of Logan O'Hoppe trying to dive and make a play. Does not make it. It's 5-0. Chandler Simpson then doubles. It's 6-0. And then Yandy Diaz with the fielder's choice. It's 7-0. I got a question for you guys. Should Jose Soriano have been pulled at some point in this inning? I'm curious because Ray Montgomery loves to pull the starter when it's premeditated after 5 innings, even if the guy looks set to pitch 6 or 7. But he's not quick to pull the trigger if a guy is getting absolutely roughed up. Absolutely roughed up. And I'm so pro Jose Soriano. But if it wasn't the 2-run home run, of course, then is it not the 3 straight hits after that? I mean, single home run to start the inning, but then 3 straight hits after that. Single, double, single. Is it enough to pull him there? No. But certainly you need a mound visit. You need to talk about things. You need to let him know that the leash is short. You get a fly out from DeLuca. Okay, maybe he's going to get out of it. He gets his first out. But I think after that double, I think that was the final straw. Vinny says, in my opinion, if you give up 4 runs in an inning with no end in sight, you should be pulled. Mark T, you're so right, says at least have someone warming up in the pen, right? But again, Ray Montgomery, it just feels like everything is premeditated. Whatever the plan was coming into the game, it's going to take a lot for him to not stick to that plan, and it felt like that. Because after that double, I think that's the moment you would have taken him out. You've already given up 4 runs in the inning. There's still just 1 out, and there's runners on second and third. So did anyone at that point have confidence that Soriano wasn't going to give up at least 1 more run? But probably both the guy on second and the guy on third? At that point, I, as someone who defends and roots for Soriano as much as anybody, right? I was pretty confident that, unfortunately, that he was not going to get either of those guys, leave either of those guys stranded. So I think that would have been a logical time to bring in the reliever and see if maybe you get lucky. I know it's only the 4th, but man, we love to use Carson Fulmer. And hey, I got to give Carson Fulmer his credit. He pitched phenomenal today. But this is such a Carson Fulmer type of spot. You're already down 5-0. You need a long reliever. And you can come in. You can pitch carefully to Walls because there's an empty base if you really need to use it. But maybe you only give up 1 sac fly and the inning's over. Or, excuse me, it was 4-0 at this point, by the way. Not 5-0, 4-0. And so again, maybe you get out of it and it's only 4-0. But instead you leave Soriano in. He gives up a sack bunt crazy play, then gives up the backbreaking double to Simpson. And then at that point, it's 6 runs in the inning. There's no way you're leaving him in, right? They're still leaving him in. Still leaving him in. Still leaving him in. And then Diaz reaches on, unfortunately, a force out. Interesting play, right? But yeah, it just frustrating. No other way to put it. 7-run fourth, and just like that, this game felt over. The vibes were already low. And at that point, it felt over. And the craziest thing is, not instantly, but almost instantly, an inning and a half later, the Angels show life. 2-run shot from Joe Adell makes it 7-2. Then you get an O'Hoppe walk, a Christian Moore double. And then, oh my gosh, we know what happens there. If you don't know what happens there, we'll leave you with a little bit of a cliffhanger, because if it wasn't the 7-run fourth that decided the game, it is certainly what happened midway through the bottom of the fifth. I'll tell you that after my break here on a losing edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. I'll be right back. Now, on this frustrating Tuesday night, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. You know how much I love FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. It's the best place to get in on the action, both before the game, during the game, and heck, even after the game. It's fun to scroll in the app and see what bets hit and what you missed, right? I love the same game parlays. I love the live prop bets. Of course, you have to be out of the state of California, but if you are, there's no better place to play. The interface is smooth. The app is great. It's efficient. You get fast payouts, and they have great promotions all season long. So use code LOCKEDONMLB at FanDuel. If your first bet wins, you'll get some free money in bonus bet money. So get over to FanDuel, official sportsbook of Locked On and the MLB. Today's show is also brought to you by 5-Hour Energy. It's time to fuel up and turn it up with 5-Hour Energy Transfusion. It brings the bold grape, ginger, and lime flavor of your favorite golf drink minus the alcohol into a quick, energizing shot. Whether you're sinking birdies or just making memories with friends, this one's a hole-in-one for your energy game. Let's be honest. Some days on the course or off it, you just need that extra boost to stay sharp and energized. Tonight's a great example. I am exhausted. I don't know if you can see the eye bags. You probably can. I'm tired. I'm really tired. I did not sleep well last night, but the only thing that's keeping me going is that 5-Hour Energy Transfusion shot. It's just got that night's boost. I mean, it's called 5-Hour Energy for a reason. Nice couple of hours of energy gets me where I need to be. And a night like this, where the Angels didn't do anything to get me excited, at least 5-Hour Energy can. So whether it's golf, which is all about good times with good people, and of course, good flavors, the grape, ginger, lime flavor gives you the best parts of your clubhouse go-to without chasing down the bev cart. So if you go to 5hourenergy.com today, that's the number 5hourenergy.com, you can use my promo code LOCKEDONGOLF to receive 20% off your order. This offer is only valid until September 30th on one order and cannot be used with other promotions. The code is not good on subscription orders. Whether you're meeting up with friends or trying to turn 18 holes into 36, get the energizing boost you need to power through. Order transfusion flavored 5-Hour Energy shots today. Back here live on a sad edition of the Locked On Angels Postcast. Angels 3, Rays 7, all 7 coming in the fourth. We already talked about it. It was so frustrating, and that's why we've got Angels win here saying, I need some alcohol. Hilarious. Tony Cardinal, absolutely right, saying Ray Montgomery should have pulled Soriano. He doesn't know what he's doing. Mark T says, you'd think a pitcher with as many runs in just the fourth innings as all the other innings combined, you'd at least have someone ready to warm up. I mean, yeah, just a brutal performance from Soriano in that fourth. And he was not helped out by his manager, who elected to leave him in when he never likes to leave a starting pitcher in. The final stat line for Soriano, 4 innings, 7 hits, 1 walk, 7 earned runs, and that home run, just 4 strikeouts for him. And his ERA is over 4, which means we've only got one starter with an ERA under 4, right? We know how bad Kowanowitz has been. Hendricks has been mid. Anderson's been mid. And I'm sorry, now you can officially say Jose Soriano's been mid. It's really just Yusei Kikuchi who has been solid. But again, Soriano was not helped out tonight by his manager. And you know who else was not helped out tonight by a coach? Logan O'Hoppe and just the Angels offense in general. And that's the cliffhanger I left you on before the break. The bottom of the fifth. We know the Angels, as bad as the start of this game was, as bad as the Angels have been recently, the Angels always seem to have one life or rally in them. One time where they're going to show some life. And in this game, it was the bottom of the fifth. It got started with the Taylor Walls error that allowed Taylor Ward to get on base. And then immediately, Joe Adell takes advantage. 1-1 pitch. It's a hanging slider. He destroys it. I mean, destroys it. 116 exit velo, guys. That's MLB The Show numbers right there. 410 feet. It's 7-2. You're thinking, okay, you got 2 in the 5th. There's now 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 4 more innings, and still this inning to score 5 runs. Hey, there's a shot. There's a shot. Guess what happens after that? Logan O'Hoppe gets walked. So no outs. The lead cut from 7 to 5. Now another runner on base. Christian Moore comes in, gets his first MLB career double, liner to right center field, and this is where Bo Porter arguably throws the game away. A pretty inexplicable decision by Bo Porter here to send O'Hoppe. Angels win, rightfully saying, fire Bo Porter for sending O'Hoppe. Mark T says, Bo Porter should have never sent O'Hoppe. He's about as fleet of foot as Albert Pujols. Now, that's disrespectful, Mark. Don't say that. Logan O'Hoppe, for a catcher, actually moves pretty well. For the average baseball player, no. But for a catcher, I think Logan O'Hoppe is an above-average catcher in terms of speed. Moral of the story, though, is you shouldn't have sent him. There's no reason to send him, right? Because if you do the smart thing, which is there's no out and you're down by 5 runs, what is sending O'Hoppe going to do for you? If he scores, oh, wow, it's 7-3. If you don't send him, it's 2nd and 3rd with no outs, and it's 7-2. Come on. Come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And the irony is, this is coming from me, someone who has consistently, every single show, highlighted how horrible the Angels are in situations like 2nd and 3rd with no outs. How with everyone else, the expected runs is obviously 2, arguably 2.1 or something, probably, because there's still nobody out and there's 2 guys on. With the Angels, I'm sure it's below 2. We love to mess up in a situation like that and not get a sac fly, not get a productive out, or dare I say, actually come through with a 2 RBI single, right? We rarely see that. But still, even someone like me who is so critical of it, there's just no way you can justify sending O'Hoppe here. And if you can't tell based on what I'm saying, he got gunned at home, guys. The bullpen or the relay play from the Rays was pretty solid, right? You got to give them their credit. DeLuca to Lau to the catcher. They throw out O'Hoppe. But the moral of the story is there's no reason to send him. If you don't send him, and this so many times on this show I say if you don't send O'Hoppe, it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Yes, Oswald Peraza is coming up, but guys, he's our big trade deadline acquisition. Is it the exact guy we want? Yes, it's painful that I have to say that, use that joke. But guess what? The worst part of all, as Vinny points out, Peraza came through. Ground ball. Christian Moore advances to 3rd. And Peraza reaches. Now, would they have scored on that type of infield single? Probably not. But guess what? Then you probably would have loaded the bases, right? It would have been bases juiced with nobody out. Or who knows? Maybe if there's runners on, Peraza does just have a sac fly, or it's just a weak ground ball like that, and it scores the run and Peraza's out at first. Who knows? So many things could happen. But either way, the result would have been 7-3 with Christian Moore on 3rd and just 1 out. Instead, it's 7-2. O'Hoppe's gone. There's an out. There's only a runner on 2nd. And then with 1st and 2nd, Bryce Teodosio, my guy, Bryce T, he did get a base hit in this one and a stolen base, so he's doing his job. But here, unfortunately, despite that speed, he lines out, into a double play where Peraza gets backpicked at first. I forgot about that, I'll be honest. I thought it was a ground ball double play. I forgot that it was a line out. And that just makes it even more frustrating because Teodosio, he hit the ball hard, 100 exit velo, and instead of 2 runs or something as a result, 2 outs instead. So very, very frustrating. Bo Porter's decision to send him arguably cost the Angels this ball game. Would it have been a long shot for them to win? Maybe, but you can make the argument very easily that it's 7-4 minimum going into the 6th inning if Bo Porter doesn't make that mistake. And then 7-4, 3 runs, 4 innings to score them. The Angels can do it. I mean, look what they did in the 6th inning. They managed to load the bases and still not score a run. Amazing. Amazing. Just amazing. But still, you load the bases, bottom of the 7th inning. You have a 2-out single from Teodosio. He steals 2nd. You got an RBI shot for Zach Neto. He strikes out. And then the most abysmal ending to an Angels game I think I've seen in a while, where you have I mean, Soriano leads off the 8th. He pops out on the first pitch. Then Mike Trout strikes out. Then Taylor Ward strikes out. The quickest bottom of the 8th inning ever. At that point, you know it's over. Top of the 9th. That's infuriating because somehow an infield single probably should have been an out is an infield double because of a bad play by Christian Moore. Then there's a walk. It's first and second. And then Christian Moore, unfortunately, blows a double play opportunity. Fumbles one. Just like so many things going wrong. They don't end up scoring any runs, but it doesn't matter. Still embarrassment there. And then bottom of the 9th, 1, 2, 3. Fly out from Adele. Strikeout, ball game over. Just a very embarrassing end to a very embarrassing ball game. And again, it just feels like, as I say here, are we dying? Are we just limping to the finish line? Gavin, we just won yesterday. What do you mean? We just won the game before. Guys, we went 1-2 against the White Sox. We're 2-3 against the White Sox and Rays so far at home, when we're supposed to be buying at the deadline, really competitive, making a playoff push. Guys. And instead, it feels like we're limping. It feels like we're limping to the finish line. It really does. And as much as I would love to be optimistic about things, it just feels like we're dying a slow death. It really does. We've got a rubber match that you simply have to win to have any shot against the Rays, because then guess what comes up after that? Oh, how about just 3 against, one of the best teams in baseball, the Detroit Tigers. And then what about after that? Oh, how about just a series against the Dodgers, right? So these were the games that you have to win. The series that you had to win. You went 1-2 against the White Sox. You're in danger of going 1-2 against the Rays. Then you got to fly to Detroit. And this is such a weird schedule too. Fly to Detroit, where you're probably going to lose 2 out of 3. Come back home for the freeway series against the Dodgers, where, in my opinion, you're probably going to only win 1, if that. Then you play the A's in Sac. You got to win at least 2 out of 3. You're playing against the Reds. And then look at the stretch to end the month of August. 3 against the Red Hot Cubs. Then you've got 3 against the Rangers that are going to be must-win games, and we're not going to get them. And then you got 3 against the Houston Astros to end the month, or 4 against the Astros to end that month. Then 3 more at Kansas City. All guys that are in our wild card race. So you can make the argument, hey, the Angels still control their own destiny. That's true. That's true. If they catch fire, think about it. They can go through the Rangers, the Astros, and then the Royals in that stretch. A week or so later, you got the Mariners. Then you got the Royals again, the Astros again to end the season. Guys, it's all in front of us. One slight problem. We're not a good baseball team. And so we're not going to run through those teams. We're going to get ran through. Pause. Cat Soup says, yo, Gavin, I was at the game. It was awful. I was talking about it earlier on the show. I don't know if you were there, but everything fell off. Watching the game, seeing the faces on fans' faces, listening on the radio, hearing the moans, the groans, the screams, the anger, the vibes just fell off tonight, and it really feels like we are dying a slow death. It really, really does. I hope I'm wrong. Tomorrow's a great opportunity to turn things around because you have a day game. That's a different vibe. You can still win a rubber match and win a series and keep this, toxic relationship of win one, lose one, win one, lose one. We'll see. Angels win, laughing at me, saying, sure, Gavin, laughing. Hey, I'm trying. But either way, I'll be here live after the game in the afternoon. It's a 1 p.m. first pitch, so you can expect me around 4 p.m. Really excited. Come on, Angels. Let's get a rubber match win. I'm trying, guys. Maybe it's the 5-hour energy. Maybe it is. But appreciate you guys so much. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night. Angels 3, Tampa Bay Rays 7. But keep your heads up. I'm going to go turn on my PS5 and play my Angels franchise on MLB The Show that's going a lot better than this. Let's just put it that way. Have a great rest of your Tuesday night, guys. I'll see you back here tomorrow.